Gentlemen, today I want to talk about your toolbox. Not this toolbox, right? This toolbox. Because listen, just like building this toolbox, it can also take a lifetime to build this toolbox, right? So listen, for me, back when I built this box was when I was racing cars like 25 years ago. I built this box with the necessary tools that I needed to build and maintain a race car that I won a driver's championship with back in 2006. Now, my racing days are over, but I still have these tools. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that I, of course, needed during that period of my life, but there's also things in here that I still use today. Your mental toolbox works basically the same way, but now it is roasting in here. Let's go back inside. Okay, much better. Back inside in the air conditioning. It's 98 degrees outside right now, so my garage is like 90. Anyway, bear with me for a second here. Let's talk about some tools that you have. You have tools, all right, like your charm, okay? Emotional control, the way you set boundaries, your discipline, your negotiation skills, and your ability to make really quick decisions. Now, some of those tools you developed a long time ago and still use today, but you also have some of these tools that got probably a little bit rusty because you got comfortable and stopped using them. Now, here's kind of the thing with a toolbox. You build it piece by piece over time, and typically you add a new tool because something in your life causes you to need that tool, right? Maybe you had to learn confidence really quick because you got a job in college as a salesperson. Maybe you learned some really good negotiation tools because you had a boss that would fire you if you didn't. And that's basically how most men pick up new tools, right? One hard situation at a time. I think the problem is that most guys will just stop acquiring new tools, right? Once you've got 2 or 3 tools that get you through most days, you kind of stop looking for anything else. I mean, why would you, right? The 2 or 3 tools that you have work pretty well. The problem then, though, is that your toolbox stops growing and the tools that you're not using start to rust. And I think that's the real issue here, right? It's not that you don't have the tool, it's just that you only trust 2 or 3 of them and you never use anything else. So what happens is when life decides to kick you in the teeth, you forgot how to use the tool that can help you get through it. So now you're stuck. Now, of course, everybody's toolbox is going to look different, but let me talk for a second about some of the tools that people tend to notice. First is your physical presence, right? Basically how you present yourself and carry yourself. And this one ties straight back into how you dress that I talk about all the time on this channel, because the way you present yourself on the outside matches the way you carry yourself on the inside. When you look good, you feel good. That's just how it works. Another one is your charm. Every single dude, I would say, wants this one, right? You want that charm tool, but these guys typically won't admit that they want it, right? But this is what draws people to you. People can feel that difference, right? Between somebody who's just working the room and somebody who's actually enjoying and engaging in that conversation. And at least in my opinion, charm is a tool that you need to keep sharp, especially if you're a single guy out there trying to find somebody to share your life with. I mean, let's face it, a lot of guys are out there trying to find someone to spend their life with, but the older you get, performance anxiety and ED issues get to be a real thing. So what happens then is that a lot of guys will pull away from intimate possibilities because they're afraid that they won't be able to perform. Listen, this needs to be talked about because too many guys attach shame to this, but staying quiet doesn't make it any better. Here's what you need to understand. ED can be caused by a lot of different things. I mean, stress, low testosterone, feeling disconnected from your partner, bad sleep, poor diet, poor fitness, all of that can play a role. And if it's persistent, go check out Rougiette Ready. Here's why. So most ED treatments on the market only target one thing, and that's blood flow. They totally ignore the other half of the equation, which is your brain. Today's sponsor, Rougiette Ready, handles both of those. So listen, if you've ever taken the pill, okay, like an hour early, just in case, and you still ended up overthinking it, there's a reason for that. Rougiette Ready is a tool that can help fix it. Rougiette is a sublingual and it can start working in as little as 15 minutes. So you're not sitting around for like an hour and a half waiting for it to work. You're ready when you are, and more importantly, you're ready when she is. This can also last up to 36 hours. That's right, one dose pretty much covers the entire weekend. And you can also go multiple rounds if you want to, all from one sublingual. Here's where the brain part comes in. So Rougiette Ready includes another ingredient called apomorphine, which targets the brain's arousal pathway, not just blood flow. And that is the key to your confidence. The whole thing is handled online. Quick medical questionnaire, board certified physician review, and then your prescription will ship out right to your door. No in-person visit and no pharmacy. If your current approach isn't getting you harder, faster, and lasting longer, guys, it is worth 5 minutes to see if Rougiette Ready is right for you. Go to rougiette.com/fashion or use code FASHION at checkout for 15% off. You guys, the link is down below in the description. Okay, now let's talk about the tools that people can feel from you. Your ability to stay calm under pressure. This might be one of the most underrated tools in the whole box, right? Because when something goes sideways, you can handle it. The guy who doesn't freak out is the guy that everybody else looks to. You don't need to have the solution like right away, but you just can't be the guy who freaks out. Next is listening, and I mean real listening, right? Not just sitting there waiting for your turn to talk because you think that what you have to say is more important than anybody else. I would say that most dudes think charm is what wins people over, but a lot of the time it's being a really good listener, especially in dating. When you can actually listen, people can feel that they're heard and they feel more comfortable around you. Then we have a big one, and that is your emotional control. You don't just quit and shut off your feelings, right? That's a whole different thing entirely, and that will cost you in the long run. This is more about, I guess, feeling something all the way through, dealing with it, and then still choosing how and when you show it, right? You don't bury it or let it explode all over the people around you. Okay, now here are some tools that other people will respect. First is your decisiveness. Just make the call, man. Make the decision. I mean, seriously, how hard is it to make a decision, right? You don't need permission to make a decision. Now, if there's negotiations after your decision, then fine. But do not be the guy that's always like, I don't know, babe, what do you want to go do? People can plan around a decision. They cannot plan around you sitting on the fence for Lord knows what. All right, the next tool that people respect is your protection instinct. You protect your spouse, your family, your friends, and even strangers that might need some help. Now, personally, my protection instinct is pretty high, and it not only covers physical protection, but also reputation. So if someone is, I guess, openly trash talking, say, a friend of mine, I'll let them know that it's not okay to talk behind someone's back, and also remind them that that person they're talking about isn't even here to defend themselves. So why not just chill and work it out with that person? And that brings us to setting your boundaries. It's okay to say no, and you really don't need to explain yourself. This is different than protecting other people because this is about protecting your own time and your own energy. I think that most guys really don't see this as a tool because they were really never taught that that was allowed. You have every right to not allow mistreatment or bad behavior from anybody and to cut them out of your life if it continues. Another one is discipline. This is the tool that you reach for on the days that you don't really feel like doing anything. Look, motivation is super inconsistent and it only kind of shows up when it wants to. Discipline, though, is what you use on the days that motivation decides to not show up. All right, I'll get personal here for a second and talk about one of the newer tools that I have acquired in the last several years. It's kind of a two-parter. One is self-worth and the other one is setting boundaries. Now, there was a period of time that I allowed certain behaviors. I learned a lot during that time, and also I learned a lot during the years that followed. But the simple fact is now, man, I like myself way too much now to ever allow any type of mistreatment from anybody, period. If you disrespect me and I call you on it to find a solution and you try to flip it or avoid ownership at all, or if the disrespect continues, I'm out. There's really no second chance. Okay, let me talk about how to sharpen those old tools, because this is a very simple concept, okay? You sharpen the old tools the same way that you got the tool in the first place, by putting yourself in situations that force you to use that tool. So if the listening tool is rusty, try going through an entire conversation without planning what you're gonna say next. Just listen until the other person is done talking, then contribute. And if boundary setting for you might be rusty, practice on something small first. Maybe say no to one thing this week that you would normally just go along with, and don't explain yourself. You don't have to. If your decisiveness tool needs work, make a decision, plan something. Take your wife out and have a plan for the entire night, or maybe the whole weekend, right? Dinner here, and then a cocktail at the jazz lounge. It's not really that complicated, man. It's just uncomfortable, and that's why most guys won't do it. And look, if some of your tools might be a little bit rusty, I want you to drop it down in the comments, because I can almost guarantee you that you're not the only one. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I hope to see you in the next one.